Welcome, Jennifer. Welcome, Maluma. Welcome to Billboard Latin Music Week. We are
Thank
thrilled to have you here
Thank you.
as you prepare your new movie, Marry Me. Yay!
Thank you for having us.
So it's Kat Valdez, right?
Yes, that's my character's name.
And there's Bastian, but it
That's
wasn't
right.
going to be Bastian. It was going to be some rocker dude, then it was going to be some
Rap dude.
some rap dude.
And then some like alternative dude. He's like,
Really?
yeah. Listen,
Well, I didn't know that though.
We talked about a lot of different people. When you're thinking about it, you're like, it could be. And then we're like, what do we really want? We want the kind of hottest international. I wanted to make an album in English and Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted it to be the first English movie that had a bilingual soundtrack.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
then we started thinking, okay, who right now is the hottest, Latin, guy out there who's making music and who could act, who could possibly act, right? Because I really wanted a musician, and so did the director. We thought we could get a great musician who could act, that would be the best, because then they wouldn't have to fake the singing,
Yeah.
which is sometimes not the best for actors, right?
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, Maluma was like, I think the first name that came up, top of the list.
Thank you.
What was the first day on set like? I want both of your
The
versions.
first day, what was the first scene that we did?
Yeah, when we were fighting with Owen, that we were in this little hallway. Remember?
Oh, was that the first day?
The first day.
That was your first day.
Exactly.
Okay,
That
so
was
I
for
have
me
been
the first
filming
day.
already.
Oh yeah, you
Oh
must.
my God, yeah, that's a big
But
deal.
that was hilarious. That was hilarious because that was the first time that I met Owen, right? And then I had to scream to him, and then I had to say a bunch of things to him, like bad things, But
you
I
had to
was
beat
my-
up, like you wanted to
exactly.
beat him up, like you
Exactly.
wanted to kill him. Yeah.
I wanted to kill him actually in the movie.
And
then,
Owen always looks like he's hurt anyway.
exactly, but for me it was kind of tough, because I had to get into Bastion role, just like, yo, this is your acting
real.
moment. It's real. You have to
It's happening
hit
right
him, you have to almost hit him, right? And then I said all the things to him, and then he came back and he was like, bro, I really felt all the things that you were saying to me, man. I really felt the scene. You did it great.
now.
And I was
Aw.
like, shit, Owen Wilson is saying that to me, the first scene that I'm
and
doing,
Owen,
you know?
And Owen is amazing in this movie.
Yeah,
He
he's
is
great.
so lovely and charming and everything you want him to be. He plays a math teacher, and Maluma plays a huge superstar, and
Oh my God.
yeah, and it was just they are both really
Yeah.
exceptional.
What was your advice to him?
I don't know. Did I give you any advice? I mean, I help you in like moment to moment, like do like you say this or be
Yeah,
more
but
like
I would
that.
say that
I wouldn't.
the best advice is the energy. When you get to the scene and you have to start acting, the energy that you gave me, like just chill, relax. Everything's gonna be great.
We cast him because we knew it was him.
Yeah.
He could be himself. He could be as natural as he understood this innately in a way that an actor never could. What it was to be that guy. He is
Interesting.
that guy. And so my job kind of as a producer and also his leading lady was to make him feel as in the moment and real and natural as we could make every
Supernatural,
moment.
Easy. That
And
was the
did he?
advice. Just be natural.
Just be
you.
natural.
Uh-huh.
Now he is that guy, but you're that girl too.
Yeah.
No, because Kat Valdez is you.
Yeah.
It's not like when you did Selena, you were Selena.
Somebody else, yeah.
So was this also kind of I don't want to use the word earth shattering, but
Cathartic.
maybe
It was
Yeah.
a little cathartic for me because it was meta, right? Like I was playing myself and also kind of some of her emotions of like trying to find love and find a person who understood her and accepted her for all of what her life was.
Yes.
And that really was what the movie is about, is her finding kind of her perfect match, but not what people would think is her perfect match. You know what I mean?
I get it. It's not a musical, but the music is so integrated.
Uh-huh.
And Jennifer, you were saying at the beginning that some of the songs were already done even before Maluma came in.
Yeah.
So tell us, both of you, how the process of the music was, if the songs were changed to adapt him, what music you brought to the table?
Well, everything was very fast. When I knew that I was going to be part of the project, they were like, okay, so we needed to start writing
Two
songs.
songs.
Exactly. And I was like, oh, okay, let's go. I was in Colombia actually, and I took one of my producers, Edgar Barrera. He went to Colombia, and then another of my guys over there. We started writing this song, Segundo, and then they like it, but then they were like, okay, we need another like more commercial reggaeton song, right? And that's when we did this other song, One in a Million, One in a Million, and that was fast. I mean, I was super motivated. I just wanted to do the best, but I knew that the music that I was doing actually was iba a funcionar. It was gonna work, you know.
But the rest of the album was actually really difficult because I wasn't making a J-Lo album. I wanted it to be different than the things that I had done. And also I was weaving the songs and writing them for the story. And that was what I, you know, when I wasn't on stage or wasn't rehearsing for the show, I was listening to music. And then when we got his songs, we kind of,
The match, yeah.
it was
we
like, okay,
connected.
these work all together as a soundtrack for this world that we're creating. And
They're very different. That's the crazy. Each other, they're very different, but they're connected. You know, like
Yeah.
the whole track, the whole album is amazing. The whole songs they're different, but they match. Yeah.
we spoke and he was like, I have a couple songs, I'm gonna send you one. I said, I have a song too, I'm gonna send you one. I sent him Pati, he sent me
Lonely.
Lonely, which we used to call Negrita del Bronx.
Negrita del Bronx. And I used to love the name. I
know.
still love
Me
it.
too. And they would, you
¿Qué
know,
pasó con Negrita del
they
Bronx?
liked Lonely better, you know,
Yeah.
they.
But we like Negrita del Bronx.
Yeah.
you know.
Okay.
So we did those two songs, and again, very natural. We just kind of put them out.
Now, I want to hear, and I hope you can talk about this. I understand that there's a scene that was shot at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you talk
so
to me about that?
magical.
Because it was a Maluma concert that he was actually playing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but then you made that into a scene in the movie.
Oh, and it's amazing too.
That was beautiful, but I remember the time. Remember all the things that happened.
Yeah, you were upset.
I was
backstage.
upset.
Listen. When you're
Do
shooting
tell.
a movie like that, it's a dream
It's a
to be
big
able.
responsibility.
Well,
I
it's
mean,
also
you the whole
it's
team,
hard to
everything.
get Madison Square Garden
Of course.
in your movie with a full audience, and he just
Sold
happened to
out.
have one that week, and we were like, we should just shoot it and let's just get on there and we'll sing a different song together.
Of course.
But they'll get wide shots,
everything,
and
like,
then during the sound check,
everything
we'll
was,
shoot the
like,
real song.
Like at the same time. Everything was at the same time. Like
Yeah.
concert, movie, a
Claro.
new song. I had to learn the lyrics of the song that we're gonna sing together because it was different than the other one, and then the teleprompter song
Didn't work.
It didn't work, and it was like it was my turn to sing. She came out like this beautiful queen over there, and I saw her, and I was like, okay, Jen, let's do this. And I was sure that the teleprompter was working. I don't know why. Then I saw the teleprompter, it was off.
So what did you do?
I was like, you,
Yeah.
like,
I was
please
like,
help
it's
me.
okay, yeah,
And
I got
she
it.
was like, okay, I got it. And then we sang the hook together, and no one actually noticed it.
Yeah.
But
And there's a live audience.
And there's a huge live audience
Mm.
who goes crazy, just like it would be in real life. You
Mm-hmm.
come out of, whenever you're at a concert and you have a guest come out, everybody goes crazy. So I come out of his concert, they go crazy, and we have that all in the movie. And it's really
It's beautiful.
one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie.
And
It's very very romantic.
Yeah.
Very romantic when I start singing with Jennifer. That part is like it really touched your heart.
He's trying to win her back in that moment, and it's just
Mm-hmm.
and she's struggling with where she wants to be, and it's filled with a lot of
emotions.
different complex emotions.
Obviously, it's a rom-com. It's a light movie. Or I don't know how light.
First of all,
It's
romantic
serious.
comedies are not like movies. They're necessary, beautiful movies, and I don't know why people feel like they have to put them down
Oh,
when
I'm not
everybody
putting them down.
enjoys them so much. It's like chick flicks. It's like,
Uh-huh.
dude, I don't know guys who don't love to go to the movies and watch a rom-com with me. You know
I
what I
love
mean?
it. I mean, I-
Seriously, like stop.
To be honest, yeah.
Stop. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's a very sweet movie, but it is still a movie about
It's
life
real.
and
It's
love.
very real.
But it's also I want you to also reflect on I guess the significance of having a movie, a big feature film
Mm-hmm.
that has a Latin leading lady, a Latin leading man,
Yep.
Latin music.
Yep.
I'm sure there's some Spanish in there.
Yep.
At a time when it's been so hard for Latin to break through Hollywood. But it's not easy to get these films done, is it, Jennifer? Or at
No.
least I don't see them being done by anyone except you.
Yeah.
You know what
It's
I
not
mean?
common.
It's not common. Listen, I've been doing movies for 25 years now, and I've done around 40 something movies. With my production company, I think it's very important. And one of the things, like I said, we wanted to do with this film was to have an international, star who could be with me right there to make an album that was bilingual for the first time ever in an English movie. And that was a big deal for us. And that idea of Hollywood, us kind of making our mark, telling our stories, but also just telling a story is super important.
I like the part of a story. It's not just our stories, but stories that resonate with everyone.
Human stories. That was always my goal from the beginning of my career, is that I never just wanted to be put in a box. I wanted to always be a person. Like, look at me like I'm a person. Don't look at me like I'm one type of person. I'm just a Latin girl over here,
We're
and I can
normal,
only do
real.
these things. I can only do these things. No, I can do anything. You should let me play the president of the United States. You should let me play, whatever. I should be able to do that. And that's always been my goal with my career, is to show diversity in the different things and characters that I could play.
I feel that both of you have accomplished that in your own ways. You're very versatile artists. You do a lot of things, and the whole barrier of, because it has been a barrier, so I feel comfortable using that word, of being Latin or speaking Spanish or having an accent or whatever, has not been a barrier for you, or if it has, you've been able to break it down.
Yeah.
How
course.
important is that for you in your careers? Like, how aware are you of that happening around
Well,
you?
it's not a secret that it's been difficult, like for us as Latin community to get it through the American market. It's been difficult, right? But I think like people like Jennifer, that she's been working for a long time, like trying to people to understand who we are as community, as Latin community. She's been working pretty hard for that, and she opened a lot of doors for my career, for a lot of artists that they work to with the Latin culture. So for me, I just feel honored. I feel very grateful with Jennifer, because she gave me the opportunity that as a Latin artist, Latino from Colombia, Medellin, this little town over there, who was gonna think that that my first movie was gonna be a Hollywood movie with Owen Wilson and Jennifer Lopez, and we're making history right now as a Latin community, and I feel very proud to be part of this big movement that we're having right now.
Well, one thing that I've always loved about Jennifer is that even though you're this big mainstream star, you always go back and do Latin things, mostly in music, which I love. But how important is that Latin identity to both of you?
It's important to me, for sure. I mean, everybody knows that I'm a Puerto Rican girl from the Bronx. It's not something I ever tried to hide or ever thought I should hide so I could get ahead. I always felt that individuality is what made me different from every other actress that was out there when I first started. And even before I started making music, because I started acting before I started making music. And so it's super important to me. I feel like, some people go, oh, she's always saying she's from Puerto Rico, she's from the Bronx, she's always blah, blah, blah. Yeah, because I'm proud of that. And there's no reason for me to ever hide that part of myself to be successful. To the contrary, I feel it's the secret to my success.
Imagine how important it is for me that I got a tattoo. They said Medellin.
Ah.
I mean, that's
I think
really
Latinos
important.
feel very connected to
Yeah.
where they're from. There's something that runs inside your blood that makes you who you are, that gives you that fire, that gives you that passion.
Exactly.
Those are like cliche things, like related to Latinos, but the truth is, it is a real thing. It's a
Wanna be
real
known.
thing. It's a real drive, coming from nothing and wanting something, and working hard, and all of that is because of where we started.
Exactly. I just want to be known around the world that I'm Colombian, and then I'm Latin and I represent my culture. Because everybody's like, hey, why you don't start singing in English, right? I'm like, why I'm gonna do it if I'm doing concerts in Romania, Israel, Morocco, and they're singing
And the United States.
and the States, exactly, and it's crazy,
Madison Square Garden.
exactly, and they're singing in Spanish. So why should I start singing in English? I don't feel like that's my essence. I want to bring my essence around the world, and my essence is singing in Spanish and doing urban music and doing things that represent us.
We're talking about language. You're working on a Spanish language album.
I'm always working on
You
a
are
Spanish
always
language.
working. You are. It's true.
I just never finish it.
But why is this album so important to you?
I love singing in Spanish. Honestly, I think I sing better in Spanish than I even do in English,
do
and
too, I think so.
and I love singing in English.
La Negrita del Bronx.
Yeah, La Negrita del Bronx le mete. I mean, when we're in the studio, when she was singing some parts in Lonely, they were in Spanish, it sounded so nice,
Thank you.
that
Yeah,
feels
I
very
love it.
natural too.
Yeah, I love it. I love Spanish music, so that's a big part of who I am, and that's why I'm always working on music. But again, you don't want to put anything out until you feel like it's the right thing at the right time. Like these songs we started working on, I've been working on some songs in an album for 3 years, but these songs we did them just one song, and we put it right out. It's just
Yes.
you have to feel it in the moment,
How important was the Super Bowl for you to have done that show?
Oh, the Super Bowl was monumental for me. For me, it was about what we were gonna say when we took that stage, and also represent ourselves in the best way, of course, and do the best show, most exciting show that I could. But also, I wanted to say a lot with that performance, and
It was very nuanced.
for Latinos, yes, there was a lot of messages in there for women, for Latinos, for little girls, for Latinos here in the United States, and everything that we've been going through, how we've been treated, and how we can't stay quiet. We have to get loud. We have to stand up for ourselves against injustice, and women as well. That's why I said, let me hear you women, let me hear you Latinos. It's time to get loud. We don't stay in the background anymore. Our vote matters. We matter. And this is how powerful and strong and beautiful and talented that we are. And don't ever forget it. That's what I wanted to do with that show. And I think I did a good job.
I think you did a pretty decent
Well,
job.
we
I was
did-
proud of what I did.
Well,
and
we didn't
what-
do the movie and the songs before.
I know, we
the
could've done
Super
it
Bowl,
together.
so we couldn't sing together.
And we didn't have any song together. Trust me, I thought about putting Maluma in it.
Okay.
Now, as kind of holistic stars, both of you, what's your priority right now for each of you?
Man, I have a lot of different artistic pursuits. 'Cause-
Really?
Yes. So, some of my day is producing, some of my time is, acting when I'm on a set, some of my time is making music, some of my time is touring, some of my time is doing my, my businesses, my skincare, my perfumes, there's so many different things. So it's hard to say. Whatever needs to be done at the moment is the priority for me.
Okay.
That's how I prioritize.
Okay.
It's
No, that's
okay, this is
valid.
due by this time, this is what I need to get done. Everything else, and I'm able to kind of compartmentalize and prioritize in a way that I know I don't ever want the projects to suffer, because I take on a lot.
And for you, Maluma?
Well, I'm always thinking in the next move. I'm always making music. I have my studio with me everywhere I go. I'm always writing. That's my biggest passion, right? Music for me. But also, I'm thinking that I want to keep acting. I have to take advantage of this opportunity that I'm living right now for start looking for my next movie, of course. And everything about art. I love art. You already know. But for me, my priority number one right now is trying to be happy, trying to look for my own happiness, because I feel sometimes that I've been working so hard that I forget about myself.
Forget how to live.
Exactly. So for me, it's like I want to be in peace with my family, my friends. All this quarantine helped me a lot to reconnect with me, with myself, my roots, my family, Medellin, my dogs, my animals. And that's the kind of life that I actually want to live. I love touring too, and I miss it. Of course I do. But right now I'm living such a beautiful moment. I'm living right now in Miami, sometimes in Medellin. I go to the studio, I wake up, whenever I want to wake up, I go to the gym. Whenever I want to go, I have my projects, of course, I have my compromises and everything. But I'm so happy right now. I feel like balance, you know, because I've been touring for almost 7 years in a row. Like I haven't stopped, and now I had to stop, right? So that's why I'm feeling like so happy right now. I don't know. In my personal life, I'm super balanced right now. So it also shows in my career.
And with Jennifer, I see a little bit of the same. I get a kick out of your workout videos on Instagram.
Yeah, no, being home during this time and being with the kids was really a special time, and we got to do things that we never get to do, you know. So yeah, I work out in the garage at home, in the
Living room.
backyard, and
Whatever.
it's been a lot of fun. It's been different, and it made me realize, and probably you realize this too, like it's not gonna go away. I think one of the fears of artists and performers is that if I stop,
What's
it's gonna go
happen?
away.
Yeah.
And it doesn't.
I don't.
You need to believe and have a little bit more faith in yourself than that, and know that, you know, when you're ready to put out the next album, even if it takes 2
Do it.
years, it's okay. You know, so
No
long
rush.
as you can, you know, everything has its time. Everything has its time, and you have to take time for the things that matter.
I felt like I was living in a rush.
Yeah, you
know,
were.
like boom, 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 boom.
I was like,
Breakfast.
you
We
were.
have 2 minutes to take a breakfast.
Yeah.
What?
No time to go to the
Boom, boom, boom.
bathroom.
Exactly. Let's go. The plane. Come on. The bags. Everything was like full of adrenaline right now. You know, like it used to be super rush. Everything right now is like chill. I'm still producing. You know, I'm
Yeah.
still making music. I'm still doing my things, but just more calm. And I see that they work the same or even better.
Yeah.
You know.
Going back to kind of the evolution of Latinos in film and Latino representation, which for me is such a pet peeve. I'm sure for both of you too. Like I forget the stat, but it's like 6%.
Oh, it's very,
of
very
lead
low.
roles are Latin. It just kills me. But music somehow seems to have broken that barrier in the last 4 years so quickly and so thoroughly in a way that film didn't.
I think music is the universal language, whereas film is not really a universal language. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rhythm and melody is something that anybody can understand. You don't have to speak the same language to do it. And I think Latin music had a really great moment in that we had some really dynamic artists. You know, if you think about the first Latin explosion that they talked about, which was me and Mark and Enrique and Shakira and Ricky Martin, like all that was the first time that people were like, oh, Latin artists exist
Yes.
in mainstream America.
Yeah, I was
But
about
we
to say
had
that.
to do English music,
Yes.
right? Because I grew up speaking English music, but some of them crossed over who were doing Spanish music, Ricky, Shakira, Enrique, and all of
They
them.
open already so
I
many
was-
doors.
Yeah, and so this thing that just happened was the first time that Spanish music was embraced. But I think again, it comes down to the artists. The artists, there was a lot of dynamic artists at that time. Not saying there haven't been over the years. It just people were like, oh, this is sexy, this is hot, this is good, and then it became pop. You had Despacito, you had all this stuff that
I
happened.
kind of feel like we're doing great music right now. We're doing great
Yeah.
music. I mean,
But
Jennifer said it. Yeah,
that was the great thing. The great thing was that now people are interested in Spanish music with
everything
Spanish
changed.
singers, right?
It's like the new mind. The new generation, they think different.
Where do you guys see yourselves a year from now?
Filming
Maybe, yeah.
more.
Will you
Another
be touring
movie.
together? Is
Another
that in
movie
the
together.
plan?
please.
Maybe.
Have
Maybe
you
we'll
spoken?
tour together. Maybe we'll do a
Yeah.
movie together. I don't know.
I want to know, Jennifer, tell me your workout routine.
My workout routine.
Yes, I see you with the
Yeah.
stuff in Instagram, but tell me like the workout, and then I'll ask you too because I know you also have a workout routine.
Oh yeah.
I
But
think
like, is it so much cardio, so much like what is it?
yeah, it's not a lot of cardio anymore. No, because I usually I dance a lot.
Heavy
and
weights?
Everything. It's heavy weights.
Very
Okay.
heavy, really?
Not very heavy. I mean, I can't pick up very heavy weights. You know, they're heavy weights for me. But I do weightlifting. I lift. And
Okay.
I started doing that a few years, maybe 2 years ago when I knew I was going to do the Hustler movie 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago now.
I usually changes like.
And I realized that my body actually needed that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as you get older, you start losing muscle. And so you have to like put the muscle back on.
And has Alex changed your routine too, or do you teach him and you're like, no, you're doing that wrong? Do it my
No,
way?
he likes doing like CrossFit and hit, you know, and
Yeah.
things like that.
Functional
And-
training.
yeah, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
dude, lift the
I'm here.
weights, go home. Yeah, I can't. You know, I've worked hard at all the cardio stuff, and it's just not my thing anymore.
Right now,
No,
I'm in
really?
love with bicycle right now. I just got a new bicycle, and I brought it to LA actually, and I'm in love with it. Like every morning when I have the chance, I go out and ride bicycle.
You know what you would like? I have, which I do cardio on actually, is
The one that you fall.
no, not the one I fell. When did I fall? What are you talking about?
You told me the other day.
Oh, I fell on the
Yeah,
bike.
you
Yes,
see?
you're right. No, that wasn't what I
You
fell
see?
on. Yeah, I fell on a bike the other day. But this is the elliptical
The
bike.
elliptical.
Okay,
You will love it.
okay.
I love the elliptical bike.
Send me
But
the link,
Alex
I'm
is
gonna
always
get it.
afraid I'm gonna fall on that one too.
Okay.
He's like, I hate when you ride that thing. And I'm like, why? He's like, it's so dangerous. I don't think so. I think it's amazing. But
I'm
I
gonna
did
get
fall
that
on a
one.
regular
But I'm
bike.
super in love with bicycle right now.
On that note, guys, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for being with us in Billboard Latin Music Week.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
luck
you,
with
appreciate
Marry
it.
Me.
Thank you.
Thank you.